Welcome to the Harry Jers Rugby Language channel. Today I just wanted to talk about the Swedish language. The Swedish language is a North Germanic language similar to English and Norwegian and English. The only difference between Swedish and Norwegian and Danish is that the spoken form is not as mutually intelligible to Danes and Norwegians as the written form is. So, but how many people speak Swedish? There's approximately 10 million speakers of the language all up. Most of these people live in Sweden, but there's a few that speak it outside Sweden, mainly in Finland, where it's a co-official language of Finnish. There's also 3.2 million second language speakers of Swedish, again mainly in Finland, where it is co-official with Finnish, and both Finnish and Swedish in Finland will be displayed on road signs. Should you learn this language? Absolutely. I think it's one of those languages that get the Germanic category gets, especially the North Germanic category, which includes the likes of Swedish, Danish, Norwegian, those sort of languages don't get looked at very often when studying foreign languages. So I feel like that's a good way to go about it. Just learn it. There's a small minority speaking population of Swedish speakers in Estonia, but it's dwindling due to from the occupation by the USSR or Russia of Estonia back in the 1940s. But there's still some councils today in Estonia that speak Swedish. They are mainly along the Baltic Sea. There was also an island community off the coast of Estonia that spoke Swedish as the official language of the island. They have all moved to mainland Sweden since the invasion by the Germans and the Russians in World War II. Mainly the Germans in World War II, to escape prosecution. Most of them would have been Jews, since the Nazis didn't like Jewish people. That's a side tangent, but we'll get back to the main topic, which is Swedish. As someone who's learning Danish, when I listened to some Swedish, I thought it was very similar. But just because they're very similar doesn't mean they're the same, and you should not call them the same, because they're not the same language. Swedish also has two grammatical genders, female and male, but the case endings are not inflected, like in English. And the orthography, which means how it's written, is similar to English. Does that mean it's good, bad, or indifferent? It means it's indifferent, in my eyes, but if you think otherwise, just drop a comment in the comment box down below. Now, on to the rest of the video. So Swedish is, as I said, and Danish and Norwegian were descendants of Old Norse. so they still might have some Old Norse features in their grammar. What was Old Norse? Old Norse was spoken by the Vikings. We don't know exactly where they came from, but we assume modern day Sweden and some parts of the other Scandinavian countries. Where does Swedish come in the order of language categories? It goes Indo-European, then it goes Germanic, then it goes East Scandinavian language. But all you need to know about that is it's a Germanic language that is descended from Norse. But it has been adapted over time to suit the different peoples and modern ideals. But nouns change on gender, so and it also changes for singular and plural. So you add an en in the plural for. So fisk, which is the word for fish, is fisken in the plural. Fisk, fisken. It only really has two case endings, but you might see more in different parts of grammar. But I just wanted to do the basic grammar as well as stuff like that. So, who speaks Swedish? It's mainly spoken in Sweden, but also in Finland, mainly in the northwest corner of Finland. No, the northeast corner of Finland. But since it's a co-official language in Finland, it has to be displayed on all road signs. Do I agree with this one? Yeah, Sweden and Finland have had a few historical ties, especially like Sweden at one point owned Finland, like as part of its territorial possessions. But now Swedes and Finnish people get on really well. Does that mean that Finnish and Swedish are mutually intelligible? No, they are not. Swedish is a Germanic language. Finnish is a Uralic language. So Uralic languages are Hungarian, which I'll do another video on in a separate video. I'll do another video talking about Uralic languages. Harry out. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell button. Drop a comment down below if you have any opinions on this matter, or if you're learning Swedish or you speak Swedish natively, or if you're in Finland and you speak Swedish natively. Thank you. Harry out.